I think right now we're just scratching the surface as to the entire system of the Earth, he said. Asked by Senator Brian Schatz, D. Hawaii, if he believes humans are the primary cause of climate change, Bridenstine said, "It's going to depend on a whole lot of factors, and we're still learning more about that every day. In some years, you could say, absolutely," he added. In other years, during sun cycles and other things, there are other contributing factors that would have maybe more of an impact. To be clear, the vast majority of climate scientists, roughly 97%, agree that climate change is real and that humans are the primary cause. At the time, Senator Marco Rubio, R-FLA, told Politico that he worried about Bridenstine's political baggage and said his nomination could be devastating for the space program. On Wednesday, Senator Bill Nelson, D-FLA, called Bridenstine's past statements on climate change troubling, noting that they contradict more moderate remarks the congressman has rolled out recently. At the confirmation hearing, Senator Tom Udall, DNM, pressed him about the near-universal scientific consensus on what's causing climate change. Bridenstine seemed to waver in response. "I would agree with that," he said of Udall's summary. And he vowed to allow science to drive NASA's mission and to protect agency research from political interference. Several Republicans defended the nominee against the Democrats' line of questioning on climate change. Even though Bridenstine has been picked to lead one of the world's top authorities on climate science, Senator Jim Inhofe, R. Oklahoma, complained that you can't have a hearing anymore without everyone bringing up global warming. Inhofe, who is one of Congress's most outspoken climate change deniers, said his fellow Oklahoman would be the very best administrator of NASA. Senator Roger Wicker, R. Mississippi, said the climate has been changing for millions and millions of years, and only in the last few decades have humans had the audacity to think that we are so important that we are causing that climate change, and some other reason has just vanished from the universe. As for scientific consensus, Wicker said, it hasn't always been right. Denial of climate science wasn't the only part of Bridenstine's record that Democrats homed in on Wednesday. Nelson skewered the nominee for attacking GOP lawmakers who have reached across the aisle to work with Democrats, including Rubio and former House Speaker John Boehner, R. Ohio. "Unity is so important in NASA," Nelson said. "Your record and your behavior in Congress has been divisive, and it's been as extreme as any that we have seen in Washington." Senator Cory Booker, DNJ, told Bridenstine that the job of NASA administrator is about inspiration and elevating the possibility of all human beings. "It is critically important," Booker said, "that the person holding that post is not seen as someone who stands in judgment of people because of who they are." Bridenstine said he believes all people have value and worth. "The views I have about sexual morality are my personal views," he said, adding that if confirmed he would work to make sure that every NASA employee had an opportunity to succeed based solely on the merits of their work. In his opening statement, the nominee laid out a vision of how he would run the space agency. He spoke of developing a science-driven consensus agenda that allowed for deep space exploration. He said he supports the Trump administration's goal of putting humans on Mars, with the moon serving as a proving ground. NASA is at a critical time in its history. Humanity is ready to go to deep space for the first time in 45 years, Bridenstine said. "Should I be confirmed, it will be my intention to build off the work done by the great people at NASA during the last administration.